Welcome back, students. In the second session, we'll discuss the male secondary sex organs, that is, the male accessory ducts, male accessory glands, and male external genitalia. So, in the previous session, we'll discuss primary male sex organs, that is, testes. You already know that after attaining puberty, under the influence of two hormones, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, within the testes, the production of male gamete and secretion of male sex hormones takes place. That is testosterone or androgen, or we call it as a testicular hormone. Once the sperms are produced, the sperms are conveyed from the region of production to the region of ejaculation through spermatic duct or male accessory ducts. And the male accessory ducts, which includes rete testis, vas efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. That means these ducts which convey the sperms from the region of production to the region of ejaculation. So let us start with the male accessory ducts. You already know that the seminiferous tubules are closed at one end and open at the other end through fine network of tubules called rete testis. Rete testis, and the rete testis is followed by vas efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, and urethra. So let us start with the rete testis. You already know that the seminiferous tubules are closed at one end, but on other side they joins the fine network of tubules called rete testis, from where the sperms are conveyed from the seminiferous tubules into the vas efferentia. Vas efferentia. Okay, the rete testes are the network of tubules located in the hilum of testicle that carries the sperms from the seminiferous tubules to the vas efferentia. The vas efferentia, after leaving the testes, opens into the epididymis. That means vas efferentia convey the sperms from rete testis to the epididymis. And you remember, epididymis is a highly coiled structure lying along the inner side, the inner side of each testis. In the epididymis, the storage of sperms takes place and also secrete a fluid which is considered to be nourish the sperms. These are the two functions of epididymis. So when you talk about epididymis, it stores the sperms prior to the ejaculation and serves as a duct for passage of sperms from the testis to the vas deferens, and also provide nourishment to the sperms. The epididymis is made up of three regions. One is capita epididymis or head epididymis. The second one is corpus epididymis or body, and third one is cauda epididymis. Cauda epididymis. The function is one, the physiological maturation of sperms takes place in the head region, increase the motility of the sperms, and increase the fertilizing capacity of the sperms. in the tail region of the epididymis, stores sperms temporarily. The next part, vas differentia, a vas difference. You remember, the vas difference arises from the cauda epididymis or tail epididymis, ascend towards the abdominal cavity, loops over the urinary bladder, joins the ducts of seminal vesicle as ejaculatory duct. The vas deferens is a muscular duct which passes upward along the sides of the testicles, comes out of the scrotum via inguinal canal, ascend towards the abdomen and loops over the urinary bladder, where it joins the ducts of seminal vesicle, opens as ejaculatory duct. So this is arises from the cauda epididymis, ascend towards the abdominal cavity through inguinal canal, loops over the urinary bladder and joins the ducts of seminal vesicles to form ejaculatory duct, where it enlarges to form ampulla. Then urethra. So urethra arises from base of the urinary bladder, extend through the penis and open outside through an opening called urethral meatus. The urethra, which measures about 20 centimeter in length, arises from the urinary bladder, extend through the penis, passes through the penis and opens outside through urethral orifice. This is about the male accessory ducts. Next, we'll move on to the male accessory glands. There are three male accessory glands which helps in the process of reproduction. One is pair of seminal vesicles, unpaired prostate gland, and paired corpus gland or bulbourethral gland. The seminal vesicle, okay, the first one, seminal vesicle. You remember, the seminal vesicles secrete a viscous alkaline fluid which is rich in fructose. That fructose provides energy source for the sperms. The presence of fructose in the female genital tract confirms the sexual intercourse, and prostaglandins are present in the secretion of seminal vesicles that stimulates vaginal contraction that helps in the movement of male gametes in the female genital tract. And also seminal vesicle also secrete fibrinogens which helps in coagulation of semen after ejaculation. And the secretion of seminal fluid or the secretion of seminal vesicles forms the 60% of total semen. We'll discuss what is semen. The prostate gland, it's unpaired gland or single gland, secrete a fluid called prostatic fluid, and prostate gland situated just below the urinary bladder and surrounding the urethra, a cone-shaped structure. Okay, cone-shaped structure, and it secrete a prostatic fluid, and the prostatic fluid forms the 30% of total volume of semen. You remember, seminal vesicle secretion forms the 60% of total volume of the semen, whereas prostate glands forms the 30% of total volume of the semen. And the prostate gland or prostatic fluid, the secretion of prostate gland or prostatic fluid contains citrate ions, calcium, phosphate ion, and profibrinolysin. So the main function of prostatic fluid is it neutralizes the acidity of vaginal fluid that helps in the survival of the sperms. Lastly, we'll move on to the third male accessory gland, that is corpus gland or bulbourethral gland. It is present just below the prostate gland prostate gland are small pea-shaped glands with their ducts opening either side of the membranous urethra. It secretes alkaline fluid which neutralize the acid present in the penile urethra due to previous urination. It also lubricates the vagina at the time of sexual intercourse. Lastly, we'll move on to the last part of the male reproductive system, that is penis or male copulatory organ. It is a cylindrical erectile structure or pendulous organ suspended in the pubic region. Normally, it is a small limp but turns long erect on sexual arousal or sexual at the time of sexual intercourse due to blood flow in the sinuses. That means the penis is richly supplied with the blood vessels and also made up of three erectile tissues. That is corpora cavernosa, paired structure, lateral corpora cavernosa, and okay, that is ventral, that is two dorsal corpora cavernosa and one ventral corpus spongiosum. So these are the erectile tissue which helps in erection of penis at the time of sexual intercourse. The urethra passes through the corpus spongiosum and spongial urethra. At the tip of the penis, corpus spongiosum is enlarged to form a conical structure called glans penis. It is highly sensitive region called glans penis. And each penis is covered by a loose fold of skin, called foreskin. The main function of the male copulatory organ is it plays very important role in releasing male gametes or semen into the female genital tract. And one more thing you remember, the sperm along with the secretion of three male accessory glands, that is the secretion of seminal vesicle, the secretion of prostatic fluid, prostate gland, and secretion of bulbourethral gland, okay, is called semen. Okay, sperm along with the secretion of three male accessory gland is called semen, and this semen is released into the female genital tract at the time of sexual intercourse by the process called insemination. So this completes the second session. In the next session, we'll discuss the female reproductive system. Thank you.